How you guys doing? I know it's been a long time since I'm doing a video. It's still a challenge every time because it's so out of my comfort zone. But I just felt prompt to do this video because I was talking to Ya this morning, and then I said to him, "What are we gonna talk today?" And then he pretty much led me to the book of Second Chronicles 34 and 35. And I was just in awe because I've been praying about the calendar because we live our life to the Gregorian calendar, but there's a Hebrew calendar, the ancient ones that where everything started. So I've been doing this for over a year now, just trying to follow the Hebrew calendar. And so pretty much this morning when I was in prayer and reading my Bible, I just came across to this passage, which is, I have read it many times. I highlighted it. Like, that's pretty much he's been speaking to me, but I never saw this side of the study today. And then I was so impressed because pretty much is about Josiah. Chapter 34 talks about Josiah. He was the youngest king. He was only 8 years old, and he was just an amazing king that so young. He just felt in his heart that he needed to follow the ways of the Most High, even though the kings before him, even his father, was not really a king after Yah's own heart. So he started looking to search for the good way, the good path. And then when he was 12, he started cleaning all the Asher poles, all the idolatry that was happening in Jerusalem. And then he started doing more and more, burning all the idols, altars, priests, and like everything. He was just wiping out everything from the land, the Holy Land. But one day, when he said, no, we need to rebuild the temple. So when he was rebuilding the temple, they found the book of the law. So they brought the book of the law to him, and he was just like overwhelmed that they've been living this whole time without reading the scriptures, without reading the scrolls. And I like this part here that says, right in the end of the chapter 34, it says, there the king read to them the entire book of the covenant that had been found in Yahuwah's temple. The king took his place of authority besides the pillar and renewed the covenant in Yahuwah's presence. He pledged to obey Yahuwah by keeping all his commands, laws, and decrees, and with all his heart and soul. He promised to obey all the terms of the covenant that were written in the scrolls. And he required everyone in Jerusalem and the people of Benjamin to make a similar pledge. The people of Jerusalem did so, renewed their covenant with Yahuwah, Elohim of their ancestors. And so Josiah removed all the detestable idols from the entire land of Israel and required everyone to worship the Adonai, the only true Elohim. And throughout the rest of his lifetime, he did not turn away from Yahuwah and Elohim of their ancestors. And I was just reading chapter 34, it's just like, oh my gosh, what an amazing king he was. Just in order to, he just felt that he needs to obey, but it was not just by word. When his own word, when he read the word and he saw, he read the whole book of the law, and he just said, he pledged to obey and to keep the commandments, the law, the decrees. And for some people think it's a burden, for some people are on the grace. I just feel that there's nothing that pleases the Father than do what he asks us to do. I think it's the same with our relationship with our parents. When our parents want us to do something and we just like go in our own way and do what we want, they still love us, but it still be an honor to see their children doing what they ask. So I believe it's just a blessing to be able to do that. And Rosie, say hi. You're so cute. Yeah, we have someone watching us today. But back to the word. So yeah, that was just amazing. Like every time I read this, I felt in my heart, I was like, oh my gosh, like it's just this reverence, this desire to obey, to do Elohim's will. It's just amazing. Chapter 35. Then Josiah announced the Passover of Adonai would be celebrated in Jerusalem. So the Passover lamb was slaughtered on the 14th day of the first month. Josiah also assigned the priests to their duties and encouraged them to do the work at the temple of Yahuwah. When I read that, I was just like, I don't know, it's just this number 14 was highlighted to me in a way that I didn't see it before, because I read that before, but it just like for me today was something like really like highlighted to me. So I just, by curiosity, I just went to look at my calendar from this day, because I knew this is the last month and then we're turning to the first month. But then when I counted from the 13th of March today, if you count 14 days down, it lands on the 5th of April, right? And then if you read here, there's this little part here, it says, because in the Hebrew calendar, the days are counted differently. So we have a full month in the Gregorian calendar, which is in Hebrew, which is half and half, like it's just in the middle of the month, you start the new month. So it's a bit different from the Jew. So I went to look what it says, what day lands as well. Now, first I saw this and I said, this day in the ancient Hebrew lunar calendar was April 5th. That's when they're celebrating the Passover. And then when I said, wait a minute, and then I counted, I went to my calendar and I started counting 14 days. It landed in the 5th of April, which is in the week of the Jewish calendar. And of course, the Gregorian one celebrate the other ones that I don't want to say the name of the other celebration. But I was just in awe that he was showing me that week, exactly 14 days, so that we're going to have the Passover. And I know you guys might have been thinking, Priscilla, this is old. This is the ancient path. If you read in Jeremiah 6:16 says, this is what Yahuwah says. Stop at the crossroads and look around. Ask for the old godly way and walk in it. Travel its path and you'll find rest for your soul. But you reply, no, it's not the road we want. It's so crystal clear that we should ask for the ancient path. He says here, this is what Yahuwah says. Stop at the crossroads and look around. If you don't know where to go, ask. If you see your life going different direction, and I myself, I can be the first to say, like, I am this crossroad in my life at the moment, and I'm just asking for his ways, his pathway. And he said, ask for the old and godly, the holy, the ways to walk in it. Travel its path and you'll find rest for your soul. So he will show us where to go, what to do. And the way I believe that what we're living now with this craziness about the corona and everything's going on, we need to go back to the old path. We need to go back to the way that we can be close to him again, and ask for the ancient path, because we don't know where to go. Like, leave the old ways. Still bring, I don't want to even say the name. and just go studying Passover. There's no one word that talks about the way we celebrate Yahushua's death and resurrection. They don't use pagan names. It's holy. Everything that comes with Yahuwah and the Father and the Son is holy. We need to keep holy. And that's what Josiah was doing. He was cleaning all the idolatry, all the people in the middle of Jerusalem, the city, the holy city that he was giving to the people, a peculiar people set apart to honor. It comes and goes. To honor his name. We need to honor his name. We need to honor his feasts. And Josiah was only 8 years old, and he knew that he needed to get rid of the idolatry, get rid of the people that were doing sacrifice and the temple. There was the audacity, the people to do pagan idolatry, disgusting things inside of the temple, inside of the city. So I think this is an invite for us to go back to the old path, go back to the old ways, go back to godless ways, to do what is right. And then in 14 days, we're going to have the Passover. And I just want to invite you guys to really meditate and seek for the Passover, the way to do it. I still learning myself. This is my second year doing the Passover. What I do, I just get a roasted lamb. I get bitter herbs. And I just meditated upon the word and the sacrifice that Yahushua did for us. He was the ultimate sacrifice for us. He was the true lamb slain for our sins. And of course, it says here that Josiah, the young, he provided 30,000 lambs and many other sacrifices. But Yahushua, he died for us and was enough to cover our sins and our generations behind and before us, to be able to be cleansed from all our sins, and to stand before the throne and ask and talk to our Heavenly Father. And that's the way I'm just gonna start meditating upon the sacrifice, getting myself prepared for that. I usually do on sunset of the fourth, and until the other sunset to the 5th. But it goes on to say that there is another feast, the unleavened bread, which is celebrated 7 days. So when you do the Passover, there's another feast to be observed right the next day, which is a 7 day without eating bread with yeast, which we know it's symbolic of sin. So the reason we don't celebrate Passover with we drink the blood and we drink the bread without yeast is because of the sin. So when the people of Israel left Egypt, so they didn't have time to wait the bread, finish the process of the yeast. So they took whatever they had and just left Egypt, left bondage, left their life, which is a symbolic of Egypt is the bondage, the slave, living in sins. We're slaves. Before Yahushua died for us, we're just slaves of the sin. We couldn't get rid of it. We're bondage to sins. But now we're not. And it was funny because I was talking to my friend this morning when I was just going through the word, and I was telling her, because it's 14 days, it's 7-7. And then we have more 7 until the Passover on the 5th. But we have more 7 days without no bread, normal bread, which is 777, full completion, perfect number that we know that the Most High loves. So I think that we will enter into the new thing. This Passover is not going to be a normal one. It's going to be a set apart feast of who is and who is not close to him. So if you feel touched, if you feel that you need to study, just do it. This is the time. You're at home. You're not doing anything because we can't go anywhere. So just take time. Just do your notes and just get your journal. Go back to the old promises. Go back when he spoke to you. Go start reading the Bible. Just asking for wisdom about the Passover. And friends, I just want to encourage you. It's just a time. It's just a time to really, really be encouraged and not be disappointed. It's time to celebrate. It's time to look up and see that he's still on his throne, that he's still communicating with us, longing to talk to us. Numbers is something that he used a lot to speak to me. It's crazy. And I'm pretty sure he has his way to talk to you. And but just keep more, to be more aware of the signs that he's speaking to you, and just be encouraged and get ready for Passover. Get ready to celebrate this amazing feast. The feast of Passover this year is gonna be just amazing. So be encouraged today, and you're gonna see amazing things that he's gonna do with you. So me and Rosie, we're gonna leave with this message today. I hope you're blessed by it. And if you have any questions, just put some comment, and I'll see you next time. And be blessed. Love you guys, and I wish you all the best. And the best is yet to come. This is not all doom and gloom. It's coming. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be amazing. The pour out this Spirit is coming, and we need to be prepared. We need to posture our hearts, ourselves, to seek this amazing Elohim that wants to talk to us and bless us through the word, through the nature, through everything around us, to speak to us. So be blessed. Love you guys. See you next time.